surprised at all. It's who he is. It's who he is. I've always thought that he's a horrible person, and this is every bit of proof.
Yep. To help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that.
Floyd Mayweather is bankrupt. At least that's what Logan Paul thinks. Logan hopped on the walkway to Fight Club show, and when he was asked about being paid, he was nothing short of honest.
It's unfortunate because, you know, same Floyd Money Mayweather. Surely I was going to get my check fairly quickly, right? And that didn't happen, so.
In a surprising moment, Floyd Mayweather was seen crying on live television. This happened after his longtime partner Leonard Ellerbe reportedly shared papers indicating that the unbeaten boxing champion may be going bankrupt.
And the business model that he put out there, it doesn't necessarily work for everyone. Okay? But it's a business model. These fighters aspire to be great, but they also aspire for shit money.
That emotional scene left fans shocked because Mayweather, who is famous for his flashy lifestyle and money-focused image, has always shown himself as someone with unstoppable riches and financial control. If the leaked proof turns out to be real, it could change how the public views the former champion and bring up serious questions about what living a super-rich life really costs.
Like some confusion, is Tank a Mayweather Promotions fighter still? Is he not? What is his still his involvement with Mayweather Promotions, or is it just all still PBC, Al Heyman?
Yeah, Tank is not signed to Mayweather Promotions.
Okay, gotcha.
He's not signed to Mayweather Promotions. His contract ran out,
yeah,
and that's fine. But as I always say, contracts don't define relationships.
Yeah.
He is widely seen as the best defensive boxer ever and also one of the sport's smartest businessmen. Born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Mayweather turned professional in 1996 and built a career that any athlete would envy. Known for his quickness, his sharp mind, and his tight defense, he retired with a perfect 50-0 record. But what really made him different was his talent for selling his name. Through clever promotions, especially with his own company Mayweather Promotions, and huge fights against Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor, he earned over $1 billion in his career. He showed off his money without any shame, calling himself Money Mayweather and turning that name into a worldwide brand. With private jets, diamond-covered watches, and shopping trips worth millions, Floyd became a living symbol of wealth and success. But like many stories of huge money, there is often a darker side hiding behind the shiny surface.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3, 4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back streets.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it. That's insane. That 1.8 is high. Ooh. 18 life. That happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
1 point. That is sick, dude.
Wow. You gotta show him what he's saying.
Money green.
No,
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one. $1.8 million.
It's a one of one.
I love that.
Mayweather Promotions was started by the famous Floyd Mayweather Jr. and quickly grew into a major power in boxing. With Mayweather's unbeaten record in the ring and his worldwide fame as a base, the company built a unique name for itself based on helping fighters and setting up huge money fights. Leonard Ellerbe, as the former CEO, played a key part in lifting the brand to higher levels. Under his direction, Mayweather Promotions helped put together some of the most well-known and richest fights in boxing history. One of the biggest wins was the historic Mayweather vs. Pacquiao bout in 2015, which broke pay-per-view records and made over $600 million. After that, the 2017 crossover super fight between Mayweather and UFC star Conor McGregor made the company even stronger as a promotions giant, pulling in more than 4 million PPV buys. These events did not just bring in huge profits, they also drew attention from around the world and made the Mayweather brand stand for showmanship and success. 17-0 in 12-round fights. Like he tried to get Pacquiao out of here.
17-0 in 12-round fights. Like he tried to get Pacquiao out of here. Exactly.
Entered the ring. He didn't get off to his fastest start. Gets him into the corner.
Using the jab as a not more than a rangefinder because it landed to land at the ropes. He wheels off the. There was a sense in his mind that he wants to do. He can do.
Mayweather, because they felt that he was the obstacle to getting the fight made.
He couldn't fight as he did against Margarito, much slower.
Came in not really as up on point like Floyd was, and he got a way different
outcome without the tactical ammunition to open up.
Leonard Ellerbe's time as CEO of Mayweather Promotions was marked by sharp business sense, clear planning, and a strong grasp of how boxing works. Under his watch, the company did not just succeed financially, it also became a place where the next generation of boxing stars were raised. One of his biggest success stories was Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Found and developed by the Mayweather Ellerbe team, Davis went from a young hopeful to a worldwide pay-per-view star. His exciting knockouts, his bold personality, and his unbeaten record made him a name that everyone knew.
You know, he the one told Frank that I was running at 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not going to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to beef with him than be cool with him, because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.
But when Leonard Ellerbe officially left Mayweather Promotions, it caused waves across the boxing world. Gervonta Davis, who had already been voicing his unhappiness with how he was being promoted, did not hold back. In interviews and on social media, Davis made it very clear that he felt tricked and not valued during his time with the company. He suggested that both Ellerbe and Mayweather were more worried about how things looked for business than about helping fighters grow near the end. The split showed the strain inside what seemed like an unbeatable Mayweather Promotions team. It proves that even the strongest partnerships in boxing can have serious problems behind the scenes.
Hi there and welcome to Jam's Boxing Chat. This is just a quick one that the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe, has left his role with immediate effect. He's been replaced by Richard Schaefer. God knows what's going on in the Mayweather camp, but I'm sure we'll find out soon.
But while the huge multi-million-dollar scam accusations are growing, fresh reports now suggest that Floyd Mayweather may actually be bankrupt. This news adds even more heat to an already explosive situation. Talk of financial collapse is no longer just gossip. It is being repeated by voices inside the combat sports world. One of the most striking claims came from former UFC fighter and current analyst Chael Sonnen, who has always spoken his mind. Sonnen dropped a big surprise when he said that the famous Mayweather vs. McGregor super fight, which many call one of the most profitable events in sports history, might not have done as well as everyone thought. According to him, the huge show was held up by tricks and fake appearances. He said that many empty seats in the arena were quietly filled with people dressed like regular audience members. He described it as a careful fake-out to make the place look sold out. Sonnen, who said he attended and covered the event live, did not hold back. He called out the illusion created by Mayweather's public relations machine.
So, I mean, it's such two big draws. They promoted it so
it's
well.
All anybody's talking about.
Yeah, there's still a number.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how big a draw is, there's still a number. If this guy got 100 million, this guy got 100 million, then you got to advertise it, promote it. You got to bring.
It's the guarantees that kill everything. If they were just getting percentages, then obviously everybody.
But you're
would
saying the
make money.
seats were empty. I can understand it not making the money, but the seats being empty seems seems
peculiar.
Crazy.
Yeah, and there's nothing in the world where you have a pay-per-view hit that didn't have a live audience hit. Like if your live audience is your first focus group, isn't sold out, you didn't do pay-per-view numbers.
Sure.
But boxing will still claim that to this day. They still to this day claim that that's number one. And if you want to be the biggest pay-per-view in boxing history, all you have to do.
The fall of Floyd Mayweather seemed to really start when Leonard Ellerbe, his close friend advisor and former CEO of Mayweather Promotions, officially quit. Ellerbe was not just a business partner. He was the main person behind many of Mayweather's most profitable moves outside the ring. For years, he handled negotiations, put together event promotions, and helped keep the money brand looking perfect. His presence let Mayweather focus on boxing while still making money from every dollar his name could earn. Ellerbe's exit was more than just a business breakup. It was the beginning of a slow collapse of the empire they had built together. Without his smart leadership and deep knowledge of the fight industry, cracks started to show in Mayweather's operations. Promotions lost their same energy. New fighters began pulling away from the brand, and rumors of poor money management started coming out. Behind-the-scenes sources said Floyd had trouble keeping up with the logistics and decisions that Ellerbe used to handle. With no trusted right-hand man to guide him, Mayweather's empire began to lose its way.
So how do I say goodbye? Someone who's been with...
Rumors in boxing circles started getting louder as talk of inside trouble at Mayweather Promotions turned into full-blown guessing. Behind the shine and fancy image, sources close to the situation hinted that Leonard Ellerbe had not left on his own but had been quietly pushed out. While no official statements backed up this theory, Floyd Mayweather's own silence only made things worse. For a man known for his flashy style and his habit of controlling the story, his choice to say nothing was strange, and it made the whole industry take notice.
I remember first hearing an issue between Floyd and Gervonta before Gervonta fought Pedraza. And the issue I heard was that Floyd didn't want Gervonta to stay in Baltimore because he felt there was too many distractions for him in Baltimore, and he wanted to stay in Vegas. And the story I was told at that time was that Floyd gave Gervonta one of his penthouses or one of his apartments in the Palms Hotel, and he said, "This is your apartment. I'll furnish it for you." He got him a Jeep. At the time, Gervonta was not a world champion. He got him like a Jeep, a 4x4. You know, he basically said, "I'll make it comfortable for you. I don't want you to go to Baltimore. I want you to stay here. I don't think Baltimore is the place for you," you know? And what I was told was Gervonta sold all the furniture, sold the Jeep, and went back to Baltimore and bought a Benz. You know, with that's what I was real. That's what I was told at the time.
So when Leonard Ellerbe stepped down as CEO of Mayweather Promotions, the company needed someone with both experience and vision to keep its place in the boxing world. Richard Schaefer, the former CEO of Golden Boy Promotions, was the strongest choice for the job. His appointment was seen as a smart move because of his long track record and success in putting together big fights, including the famous Mayweather vs. De La Hoya bout. Schaefer's deep ties in the industry and strong bargaining skills made him a natural fit to guide Mayweather Promotions through an uncertain future. But even with all his qualifications, Schaefer faced a very hard challenge. Ellerbe had been more than just a business partner to Floyd Mayweather. He was a trusted ally who helped turn Mayweather Promotions into a worldwide giant. The timing of Ellerbe's exit seemed to line up closely with the growing fight between Mayweather and Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Once seen as the next ruler of Mayweather's throne, Davis had started speaking out more and more about how unhappy he was with his promotion. He went on social media many times to complain directly at the company and at Mayweather himself. Some insiders believe that Davis' growing influence may have caused a split between Ellerbe and Floyd. Ellerbe, who played a big part in building Davis' career, may have found himself stuck in the middle, forced to pick a side in a power struggle between the young star and the older mentor. In the end, this tension may have helped bring down the once strong partnership at the heart of Mayweather Promotions.
Owes a bunch of gambling debts. Floyd, okay? And he tried to plant fake news out here saying that he was in downtown LA giving out money, and then he was at the, the basketball game. This is Floyd in Dubai. Yeah. Uh-huh. Because there's a lot of people out here that think just because people are flashing money means that they have money. It's so backwards. You just don't understand how backwards it is, okay? Because when you earn it, like I said, you don't want nobody to know you got it. But here's the thing, if Floyd had money, don't you think the money would have already been transferred there? If Floyd had money, don't you think the money would have already been transferred there?
In one of his tweets, Gervonta Davis openly called Floyd a name which he later deleted. Leonard Ellerbe, however, stayed loyal in his support for the young fighter. He believed in Davis' potential and saw him as the future face of boxing. Before Floyd turned into the larger-than-life character known as Money Mayweather, his money problems were already growing beneath the surface. Long before the private jets, luxury watches, and Instagram shows, there were signs that everything was not as solid as it seemed. Reports came out that Floyd was facing serious jail time because of unpaid taxes. That was a shocking twist for someone who often bragged about being the highest-paid athlete in the world. In a desperate move to stay out of prison, he reportedly borrowed $2 million just to pay part of his IRS debt. This was not the action of a financial genius. It was the behavior of someone trying to save his image while barely keeping his head above water. At one point, Mayweather's unpaid tax bill reached an eye-popping $22.2 million. That number alone shows a grim picture of someone whose spending may have far outpaced his earnings, or at least his money planning. For a man who claimed to sleep on piles of cash and showed off millions in jewelry, that kind of debt made many people question things. It revealed a truth that fans did not want to accept. Maybe the empire Floyd built was not as strong as it looked, and the Money nickname might have been more fake than real. Floyd Money Mayweather, until recently, did not have any money.
Money Mayweather, up until recently, didn't have any money. So Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back.
Now, in what may be the biggest and most damaging hit to Floyd Mayweather's reputation, he is facing several fraud accusations that threaten to tear down whatever is left of his once great empire. At the center of this storm is a huge $42 million property scam that has shaken both the boxing and business worlds. Reports say Floyd was involved in a fake real estate investment plan where investors were promised big returns on luxury projects that either never existed or never got built. The scam allegedly tricked investors into putting millions into properties supposedly backed or promoted by Mayweather's name and image. Victims say they were shown fake documents, altered financial statements, and even false building plans, all meant to make the deal look real. Floyd being linked to the project helped attract wealthy investors, many of whom now feel cheated. When news came out that Floyd Mayweather had given large donations to homeless shelters in Los Angeles, many people first praised him. They saw it as a rare moment of him giving back. But that good feeling did not last long. Soon after, Mayweather posted a series of Instagram photos showing him living large in Dubai at the exact same time the donations were supposedly made. The mismatch between his social media posts and the timeline of the donations raised suspicions. Was this an attempt to fix his damaged image while money scandals grew around him? If so, it worked terribly and only made people doubt him more while hurting his trust even further. The situation took an even darker turn when Gervonta Davis, once a student of Mayweather, made a shocking claim. According to Davis, Mayweather was not traveling the world as he had led everyone to believe, but was instead being held against his will in Dubai because of unpaid debts. The debts were reportedly for luxury jewelry and items he had not paid for. Davis' bold accusation sent shockwaves through boxing and made the growing doubts about Mayweather's money problems and honesty even stronger. What started as a small issue quickly turned into a huge scandal. Alright everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.